Well, one of the interesting things about this glorious revolution and the controversy over King James's Catholicism, that it created in the political world an incentive to say you were for religious tolerance. James wanted Catholicism to be tolerated and Catholics to be in public office. And so he said, well, I want Catholics to be eligible. I want dissenting Protestants, Protestants who are not members of the Church of England, to do it too. I'm going to do that. And William of Orange, when he brought his troops over, said, well, of course, I'm for tolerating all religions and not persecuting any, tolerating dissenting Protestants and Catholics. So the Declaration of Right provided, and other legislation that the parliaments in 1689 thereafter passed, provided for the legality of dissenting Protestant worship and even Catholic worship. They did not allow Catholics in public office, and they continued to have a test act requiring that you be a member of the Church of England to be a member of Parliament or to hold public office. But in practice, they had something called occasional conformity. That meant if you showed up once a year and took communion in the Church of England, you were deemed to be a member of the Church of England. And a lot of dissenting Protestants and others who wanted to have public office found it convenient and not difficult to become members in good standing of the Church of England. So what England got was a sort of virtuous cycle where both sides were saying we want to be seen as being tolerant. And as that played out, what happened is that you got something unique in England, a religious atmosphere that was unique in Europe. In most parts of Europe, you had basically one religion per state. If the ruler was Catholic, it was basically a Catholic country. German Protestant countries, Lutheran, one Protestant church. In Scandinavia, the Calvinist church in the United Netherlands was an established church, although there was toleration of other churches. In England, you got a religious competition, a free market. And not only in England, but even more so in the North American colonies, several of which had been founded by people fleeing England because their religious tradition was disfavored at the time they were leaving. The Puritan Calvinists in New England, then the Royalist Church of England people in Virginia during the period when the Cromwell government, Civil War and the Cromwell government was in. That's when that was really settled in large numbers. The Quakers, who founded Pennsylvania and encouraged other such sects, both from England and from the German countries, to come to Pennsylvania. And so you get a religious competition. And you have not just the Church of England, you also have Presbyterians, who become the established church in Scotland, where there's no bishops and you have rules by the elders of the particular church. The different Calvinist traditions in England. You get Methodism growing up under the umbrella of the Church of England, but becoming a separate sect in time and importantly in North America. You get the religious revivals of people like George Whitefield of the 18th century, who is an important religious figure not only in England but in the North American colonies, where his local publicity agent in Philadelphia was a guy named Benjamin Franklin. You have traditions that become, in the United States, the Baptist churches, which believe very much in separation of church and state. And there's a vigorous competition for members that produces a lot of religious fervor and takes place ultimately in a setting of toleration, because when sects are competing, they're not trying to wipe each other out. They're trying to perhaps increase market share. But they understand that their ability to do so depends on the principle that all religions are tolerated. And this was a unique atmosphere. And it's a tremendous contribution, I think, the English-speaking peoples have made to the Western world, that you don't just have one religion per country, that you allow many.